right, let's meet the Brew City Bruiser All-Stars. Number 5, give it up for Skittle. There she is, number 5, Skittle. Number 22, Latina Heat. Number 23, Sharkira. Number 54, Ivy Irish Nixon. Number 56, Frau Kapow. Number 99, Becky the Butcher. Number 216, Frank Herner. Number 240, it's T-Lo, captain of the Brew City Bruiser All-Stars. Number 333, Feisty Fister. Number 350, the other white meat. Number 696, Dynamite. Number 724, Puss in Boots. Number 1789, give it up for Stormin' the Castle. Number 1, KCC Scooter. And finally, number 934, Carmen Ejectia. And coach for the Brew City Bruiser All-Stars, Coach Chad. That really pretty much sums it up. Your Brew City Bruiser All-Stars. Make them feel welcome, Madison.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bob Noxious. I started announcing roller derby in late 2004 with this very league. So it is my pleasure to be back home working with both of these leagues and to introduce to you the Dairyland Dolls. Her number is D4. She is Magic Missile. The only number 4 in Wisconsin that ever mattered, it's Mo. Number 69, Lil Miss Behavin'. At 9 millimeters, it's Shenanigans. Number 14, she is Darling Nikki. Number 15, Matt the Knife. At 18 feet, she is Alligator. At number 22, the Dance of Death, Tango de Muerte. Number 31, Lady Hoo-Ha. Number L5, Rookbat Jack. Number 80, who needs a circus when you've got Thrill Show? Number 297, Hayes and Couture. Number 366, G-Lane. And number 847, hello, sailor. Your Dairyland Doll.
Officials for this contest, Bruisers, Split Lickety, your jammer refs, Stabby McDude-Bro and JC Chaotic. Outside refs, Maria Von Slap, Ermagerd Referer, the Goram Reaver, and Pollywog. And your NSOs, Thaco, Brew, Captain Ebo, Book It, Twin Peaks, Trent Gazebo, Kate Silver, Suki Tawdry, Keister Bunny, Squeaky Verlage, Shanika, Bjorn the Kill, Chaotic Neutral, and Shona.
And stepping up the line for the very first jam, we have Skittle up against. And she's up against the one that's steeped over Lady Hoo-Ha. It's been a jamming phenom here in Madison.
And we've already got penalties happening in the middle of the pack.
Hoo-Ha! Lady Hoo-Ha, your lead jammer.
Latina Heat taking a seat already for the Brew City Bruiser All-Stars, so a 4-on-3 advantage. As Skittle gets out of the pack, but Lady Hoo-Ha is going to call it off after an initial 4-0 scoring run that puts the Dairyland Dolls on the board.
Well, I tell you, Skittle is released from the pack. We see Lady Hoo-Ha there with a nice apex jump. And you know why she does that? Because she can.
Magic Missile now D4 behind the Triple M 105 FM jammer line with 1KCC. It is Scooter.
And I'll tell you, Doc, this is a good matchup right here. And Magic Missile looking for something on the inside. She's gonna just work that wall until it comes apart.
Meanwhile, Scooter just gets out of bounds enough that she has to get recycled to the back, so a big disadvantage there for Brew City. As Brew City puts on the afterburners. Magic Missile picks up another 4. It's an 8-0 early run here for the home team, Dairyland Dolls.
Well, I tell you, you gotta like Magic Missile's lateral movement. She's banging into those 3 and 4 walls, rattling them so she can get through. And that's textbook. It's not an easy thing to do, but she does it well. We've got Mouse, and we have got Ms. Stormin DeCastle. Stormin DeCastle, fairly new to Brew City, very effective jammer, very effective lead jammer.
And not afraid to taunt you for a second time as she is having her issues up front. And look at Mouse! Never count her out, no matter how far back she is.
Well, I tell you, that's all Mac the Knife. As she plants a sit block on her that she can't get away from. And Mouse starts running points. Oh, Mouse, nice skip to the outside. She's gonna get knocked out of bounds. She looks around, decides to come back in. And she may as well because Stormin is still stuck up front.
Just enough of a booty block by Feisty Fister early on, but it's not enough to spring Stormin DeCastle. Mouse is still racking up the grand slams.
Well, I tell you, Mac and Nikki have been playing against each other and with each other for 5 or 6 years. And that 2-wall that they put together up front was tight.
You can sandwich Mouse in the back of the pack and still rack up more points. 22-0 early on for the Dairyland Dolls as Scooter is going to try to get Brew City on the board here against Magic Missile.
You know, let's remember, Mouse has only been jamming in regular rotation for her 10th season. That's only been done by a couple of people.
One of the longest tenured skaters in the world.
Magic Missile doing a nice job down to the outside. Shakira's gonna be able to hold her up for a bit. Your lead jammer, Magic Missile.
Little misbehaving, calling out where Skittle is in the middle of the pack as she finally sneaks around the outside. But Magic Missile's already scoring points, getting right past Dynamite there, and she has got one to beat, and a little block on Puss in Boots sends D4 right past her, calling it off after another 4 points.
Yeah, I tell you, I really like, I didn't expect anything less from Magic Missile. It's been fun to come to the Madison bouts the last couple of years as a fan, and I've really enjoyed watching her play. And maybe the only 2 or 3 year skater that can top that performance is the one that's at the line right now. And as you can hear the crowd chanting hoo-ah, and she's going to take off, as is Irish Vixen, I believe. Frau Kapow, I'm sorry.
Frau Kapow bottled up. I really loved how the Dairyland dolls were moving the pack around to keep her in bad. She gets recycled once again, and the battle is on. Neither jammer really has threatened to emerge and become lead jammers as yet. But now with a penalty on Frau Kapow, this is an opportunity for Lady Hoo-Ha to become lead jammer here.
Frau Kapow almost saved it, but she does get knocked out of bounds. She cuts the track. And I tell you, Hoo-Ha could put up big-time points.
This could put Brew City in a huge hole if they're not able to run interference for this whole power jam. Ivy has to let Hoo-Ha go. It's another 5-point grand slam for Dairyland. She's over beer in the early goings.
And Frank Ritter and Becky the Butcher doing a nice job of holding her up as long as they can. But we both know that the upside to a stopped defense is that if you've got somebody without the leg strength and the ability to get through, it makes it tough for them. But if they can handle it, they're going to run points.
So they stop the jam just in time to let Little Miss Behaven get an opportunity right at the end of this power jam opportunity to get lead and maybe rack up a couple more power jam points.
Although we've got the Brew City Bruisers have a full array of blockers.
Yes, they do.
And we're going to see.
They make it interesting until they have to let her pass the zone of engagement. You only have 20 feet past where the pack is to engage the jammer. Then you gotta let her go. But now Frau Kapow back on the track. Power jam has expired. They did take just enough time to pick up lead jammer and pick up 4 points and call it off.
Well, before the bout got started, you and I were talking about how we knew this was going to be an interesting challenge, potentially for both teams, but we knew for sure from Milwaukee, as we're seeing a bit of the changing of the guard and new coaching system, and it takes a while for those things to gel.
Yeah, a lot of new faces on the All-Stars. A lot of the old vets that you guys may have become familiar with here in Madison are no longer on the team. So yeah, lots of changeover. And of course, this is one of Coach Chad's first All-Star bouts as coach. So yeah, we could be seeing a little bit of adjustment here.
Well, I tell you, Scooter, she can get...
Wow.
That is called Mac the Knife.
Scooter is forced to call it off. She gets lead jammer, but Mac the Knife and the Dairyland Dolls immediately send her back into the back of the pack.
Well, I tell you, Mac is an amazing athlete. I think she's one of those girls that for 3 years we were just waiting for that day she broke out. And after she did, she's never looked back. She's one of the most dangerous players, I think, on the team.
It's storming the castle now behind the Triple M 105.5 jammer line versus Magic Missile, who takes the outside but has a 3-wall immediately in her face.
Yeah, and that's Franker right there. Franker is going to get caught in somebody laying on the ground.
And storming the castle gets lead as Hello Sailor gets a penalty for engaging out of the zone of engagement. This is an opportunity for the BCB All-Stars to finally get on the board here.
Oh. I tell you, they're letting them play tonight. That is
Now they are.
I've got no problem with that.
Storm Castle takes the outside around Feisty Fister and calls it off after picking up 4. And BCB, the Brew City Bruiser All-Stars, finally on the board. 40-4 now as we approach 10 minutes gone in this first period.
I don't think there's any question that it's going to take Brew City a little bit of time to find a groove. This is the first time they've played as a team in a competitive environment.
And the hoo-ha chants start up as she lines up along with number 5, Chase the Rainbow. It's Skittle she gets nudged to the outside by Lady Hoo-ha, but also gets bumped out of bounds.
Oh, but there's work right there. Number 724, and that's Puss in Boots.
And Skittle is lead jammer for Brew City now. 2 straight lead jams for the BCB All-Stars. This could be an opportunity for them to get back in this. Oh, a good block by Puss in Boots. Mac the Knife gets a little discombobulated, and it's enough to get Skittle past with 4 points for Brew City. Yeah, Mac the Knife didn't get really leveled onto her keister or anything like that, but it was just enough. Little Misbehaving now versus Frau Kapow behind the jammer line.
I hear nothing. I see nothing.
Frau Kapow trying to find a corner on the outside. Man, look at the Dairyland dolls managing to reset, but
the other white meat, I don't know if you saw her come through, but she springs. She comes through, crashes that block open.
That was fantastic.
That absolutely frees up Brew City for lead jam.
So Brew City now having their way
to the penalty box. It's a parade. It's kind of like Disney.
So now can Frau Kapow get past all this blue? She sees Little Misbehaving approach, she'll call it off. She picked up 4, so 3 consecutive jams. Now a 12-0 run for Brew City. They're clawing their way back into this, but yeah, now not exactly with the blocker advantage right now. That goes to Dairyland.
Well, Brew City is known for making up 40 and 50 in a hurry. They're a very strange team that way. Traditionally, they've been very streaky.
They are also known for getting into penalty trouble, though, and right now 4-on-2. Yeah, give Mouse the 4-on-2 blocker advantage, and she'll make you pay immediately.
Man, she shot out of there like somebody stamped on a packet of ketchup. I'll leave that once again. I don't know if it's Mouse or Moses. Somebody parted the Red Sea. There's nothing but a lane straight down the center of that pack.
So that ends the brief scoring drought for Dairyland. 44-12 now at the 17-minute remaining mark of the first half. Stormin' the Castle once again versus Magic Missile.
For Stormin' the Castle putting up 4 points last time.
That might be the nerdiest jammer on jammer name combination I've seen yet.
I love Stormin's name. And look at that Magic Missile. Both of them going to try to find the inside route.
Wow, but Stormin' the Castle out, even though Magic Missile is lead.
I think Dynamite might have thought she was further out from the pack than she was. She pulled up and let her by.
Excellent work by Stormin' the Castle there, keeping things interesting. But now, geez, a 4-on-1 blocker advantage for Madison. I wonder if Hoo-ha is going to get out in front here. Shakira trying to find some sort of position that will benefit Skittle here. I love these hoo-ha chants.
And that's about it. You know what? For what Shakira did, that's about as good as you're going to be able to do in that scenario. Oh, and Shakira just puts Alligator down on the ground. I think she's mad. Shakira's really a nasty blocker when she's mad.
The other white meat and Latina Heat now back on the track for Brew City to give them a little bit of some semblance of blocker strength here now, but hoo-ha still in control. And
that's a nice job there by Alligator, knowing to slide all the way to the back. But the person on the outside was actually the danger to her jammer. And we hear some whistles blowing. And that's going to be an elbow.
Oh, big opportunity here for Skittle and Brew City as Skittle passes the star off to, let's see who that is. That's 23, Shakira, now your jammer.
Of course, Shakira, no stranger to jamming as of late.
The jammer panties on there a little crooked, but she is eligible to score points now. Let's see if she's able to close this impressive early Dairyland lead. All the dolls doing a great job bottling her up right now, moving around, controlling the pack, even though they are on the business end of this power jam. Oh, and Shakira.
Talk about that. That would be like Nick Walenda losing his balance and just looking down for a second going, crap. That's a Wile E. Coyote moment.
And it's a track cut, and that is going to spring Lady Hoo-Ha. And you can't have two jammers in the box at the same time. As soon as one sits down, the other gets to go. So now Shakira will spend the same amount of time in the penalty box that Lady Hoo-Ha did, but that will be after we talk things over on the Brew City side. They call timeout.
Yeah, Brew City going to challenge here.
Yep, we'll call it an official timeout and a challenge on Brew City's part.
Now again, the challenge works. Basically, they have the opportunity to challenge the call. However, like in the NFL, if the refs determine that the call is not something that they can reverse, or they have enough evidence to reverse, you lose that timeout. The thing is, the replay booth is much harder because they go, the pressure's all on one person.
The Brew City Bruisers are challenging the cut call on their jammer in turn 4.
So they're going to challenge it. They're challenging the cut call on Shakira. I'm not exactly sure where they called it. Some of the indication looked to me like they called it back here further than what we saw when she stepped out up front.
I wonder if they saw, I'm only speculating here, but I'm wondering if they saw a Dairyland blocker tiptoe out of bounds as well, possibly. Maybe nullifying the track cut, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just know that there's a pressure on one official who has to close his eyes, think as hard as he can, and try to scan backward and think about how it looked.
Replay booth is all mental.
Call was correct on the field and will stand.
Call stands. It is a track cut on Shakira. So a power jam opportunity for Little Misbehavin' here and the Dairyland Dolls.
And Little Misbehavin', I think, just waiting to turn on the rockets and take off. Little Misbehavin', starting with the Dairyland Dolls probably 6 seasons ago, had never seen a bout before she played in one, was already part of the dog.
And look at her break through. She does get lead jammer, and the pack will now reset. She got out around that track like a shot.
Maybe the butcher opting to take the wrong way around. And yeah, they're going to call that a legal procedure. And I think it's because she was on the track. She needed to be outside the boundaries.
Again, like we said in the previous bout, it's very, very easy if you are on the business end of a power jam to absorb some penalties. But it is also possible for the jammer to pick up an illegal forearm or another penalty like that, and that will spring Shakira.
Well, with so many stopped walls these days, as you and I have talked about, the forearm call is now what used to be the back block call all the time. Because they're coming in there with that forearm and they're trying to can opener a hole through that.
Yep.
And Shakira with a nice job. And the one thing that we know Shakira's got is she's got the leg strength to be able to power through those. Now they're going to bottle her up on the inside of the track. Milwaukee opting to let her go by herself, even though they've got a full field of blockers out there. But Shakira actually handling this pretty well.
Every week is Shark Week in Brew City with number 23, and she is making her way through the pack once again. She's going to force them out of the zone of engagement at some point, and that will give her another 5 points.
I'll tell you, those toe stops had to be about a millimeter from the line. That's how good a job she did, but that's going to be a 5-point run right there by a little misbehavior.
So your score now 61-25, a healthy lead for Dairyland, but by no means an insurmountable one for Brew City. They will line up with Frau Kapow behind the Triple M 105.5 jammer line versus Mouse.
And Frau Kapow doing a nice job hammering her upper body into those walls. Right through the mouth. Is going to get around on the outside.
Man, you got to bottle up Mouse for the entire jam. Give her a 1-second opening and she is out and gone.
Well, before I was talking about how many miles those legs of hers have put on jamming, you know, the thing that people don't realize is that she gets better every year. She works so hard off the track.
She Puss in Boots barely just got enough of her to nudge her out of bounds and forced her to recycle back. I don't know if that's enough to get Frau Kapow free in order to get through and maybe start scoring.
Oh, nice move there. She's gonna turn that little half circle around the outside of that blocker. And a lot of these are moves that she's really just put together towards the latter stages of her career.
Oh, swing and a miss by Tilo. And a quick 4 points at the end of the jam for Mouse as she extends the Dairyland lead 70-25.
Well,
call it 69.
So, you know, there are jammers that have an extra gear where they get that quick step. It's like basketball. They always talk about the point guard or whoever that's got that quick step that you can't stop. Mouse is one of those jammers that's got the ability. You saw it right there. Frau Kapow had her lined up.
And Mouse is currently leading all jammers from both teams with 27 points scored.
That's probably 3 jams.
Your lead jammer right now, though, for Brew City, it's Scooter. Got a big lead on Magic Missile right now, who is still having her issues with the pack.
Oh, nice job on the other white meat.
And Latina.
Repositioning Latina Heat. Wow.
A 5-point grand slam, a natural grand slam for Brew City, as Magic Missile still trying to get through.
Talk about a smart derby move.
Wow.
That was incredible. And it looks like Frank is going to get sent off the track. I have a feeling she engaged outside the 20-foot zone of engagement.
And Dairyland wants to talk about it. They're going to call a timeout here as Brew City gets a 9-0 jam. That gives us some time to thank sponsors like Ale Asylum right here, brewed and bottled in Madison. We also want to thank Pat's Blue Ribbon, Triple M 105.5 of course, and the Malt House on Washington Avenue.
We want to remind you, any kids that want to participate in the halftime game, we want to go see our cheerleaders over here, sign in with them, or maybe they're there. It's kind of a split pack cheerleading scenario.
Wherever you see white and blue bouncing around.
Oh, we should have brought the beer leaders. We could have had like a cheer off.
Unfortunately, as I keep telling you in Milwaukee, since you're never able to take one home with you, you were not able to bring one along.
Yeah, you'd have to be a Milwaukee fan to get that one. Well done, though, nonetheless.
It's Lady Hoo-Ha, as you can hear plainly, versus Storming the Castle, number 1789 for Brew City. Both teams with 3 blockers on the track, even strength, if not full strength. Alligator having her way with Storming the Castle, bumping her back.
Oh, nice slide off at Allie, but when that takes it to the outside, makes it tough. But they're still fighting. Storming the Castle's gonna get by the inside.
Just keeps herself in bounds on around turn 3 as she's lead jammer.
I tell you, there was nothing but a little bit of daylight, and she beats Lady Hoo-Ha by a half.
She powers through that wall to pick up 4 and call it for Brew City.
I see the Trojan Rabbit coming out at any time. Wow, what a nice run.
She left Dairyland smelling of elderberries at the end of that jab.
Your mother was a hamster, and your mother was a hamster, and your mother reeks elderberries.
Little Misbehaving versus Skittle as each of them try the inside or outside. They cross paths, and Skittle now with 1 to beat. Puss in Boots sets the pick, and she is out in front.
I tell you, we saw Skittle with that jump step. But right now, everything is stacked in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Skittle's smart to call it. She may have given up points, though. No, 1-1.
Coach Chad was screaming at his girls to get up front in the pack because he knew that was going to happen. He knew that Dairyland was in danger of outscoring Brew City, and they did 2-1.
Yeah, what you have to understand is the pack reshifted itself so that Storming the Castle actually had to pass her own team to get to the Dairyland Dolls, which was not the case for Lady Who.
And of course Mouse is out in front as lead jammer. Where else would she be? Kapow having a lot of issues up front with a 3-wall that keeps shifting and churning.
Well, I'll tell you, that combination of Mac the Knife and Darling Nikki together up front is killer.
Darling Nikki has been in this league a long, long time. I've been seeing her for years, and she has never disappointed.
Yeah, Darling Nikki is only 1 year shy of having been here the entire time.
Mouse now contending with Feisty Fister as Alligator tries to break up the pack and gets leveled by the other white meat, tenderized, if you will.
Well, we talked about that before, and that is the danger of blocking that way.
I'd like to ask the other white meat now if Gator actually does taste like chicken.
Anytime that you skate backwards, your torso is actually an open hit zone.
Yep.
And we saw the other white meat drop his shoulder and drop Alligator. That's why when you block that way, you have to be shoulder to shoulder.
That's right.
Unless you're willing to take a shot like that. Scooter with a nice job leverage. She's on the outside. She's gonna fall.
She tiptoes on the inside and ends up out of bounds. So that is going to open it up for Magic Missile, your Dairyland lead jammer.
And Scooter, nice job right there. Shakira, nice job running interference on Little Miss Babe. And
Little misbehaving is a little bit of a draft, and the Brew City Bruisers go out of the zone of engagement, have to let her through and allow her to score 4 points for Dairyland. 83-39 now.
Make some noise for this, and I'm so impressed. Look, everybody's here yet. This is Rollin Derby, people. This beats the crap out of going to the movies, I'll tell you that.
Hey, where's the hoo-ha chant? I see her behind the line.
Where's the Storming the Castle chant? It needs to be too long, I think. Oh, Storming the Castle with a nice move around the outside. Nikki looking the wrong, she had Nikki looking the wrong direction. Comes up and looks like she makes contact with Tango Del Muerte.
Castle.
Storming the Castle is one of those skaters that just has a natural ability to perceive where the hole is going to be.
And Storming the Castle now with a 5-point grand slam for Brew City as Lady Hoo-Ha finally gets sprung out of the pad. Storming the Castle now will try to rack them up before calling it off. She'll get credit for 2. So I believe that's a 7-0 run for BCD on that jam. Closes the gap 83-46 with just over 3 minutes left.
You know, so far really the biggest difference in this game, if you'd ask me, is chemistry.
I would agree 100%. The control of the pack that Dairyland has shown, and while doing it at such a fast pace, has been incredibly impressive. And it's allowed consistent lead jams from Magic Missile and the rest of the Dairyland jammers.
Yeah, she's been totally nails on that tonight. And right there, that was a legal sit block, but Skittle just ran into it funny, got launched.
Skittle now playing a little defense even though she's there wearing the star. She has yet to be sprung, and it's a 5-point grand slam for Magic Missile. Magic Missile consistently rolling for initiative and winning with her +3 boots of speed.
Oh, right there, nice job of shenanigans, just running a nice pick on Frank right there.
Skittle finally out front, but I believe that is still her initial pass. Magic Missile still racking up points for Dairyland, extending their lead. Another 4 points. That's going to bring their total to 97-46 with just under a minute and a half left. We should probably see one more jam, maybe 2.
Realistically, if you remove that initial run by Madison, it's been pretty much a tight game.
It's been close ever since, you're right, but unfortunately those first 40 points for Dairyland count as well. Fortunately for Brew City though. From Powell up front. I think Shakira got called maybe for a clockwise block.
She got called. She's being called out on a multi-player block.
Mouse gets so fired up 10 years in. I love it every time.
Yeah, how do you ever get tired of Mouse? You can't.
And they are going to possibly get time for one more jam again.
I don't know if longtime Madison fans even realize that they saw. She's not with us today. Carrie A. Hacksaw's not here tonight, but they saw her little sister, Sammy, saw it in the first.
That is correct.
Her first year.
Oh, Storming the Castle thought she had an opening on the inside, but she gets recycled back by Hello Sailor.
Hello, Sailor.
Magic Missile again, consistently. I can't remember if we have seen a jam yet where she has not been lead.
Yeah, it's not more than one, I don't think, if there's any. Nice job there by the other white meat. Other white meat, I think, well, every time she makes a great play, the next whistle is a penalty. But she's made some very smart plays and got caught.
This power jam right now for Magic Missile is going to really blow this lead even farther open, as it's a 4-on-3 blocker advantage, as you can plainly see. Not much resistance for Brew City right now, Bob.
Shenanigans completely exploiting the fact that Frank and Becky are talking to each other, trying to line things up and sneaking up behind them and opening up the lane. That's the third time in a row.
And it's now an almost 80-point advantage. 75, I believe, is the actual maths. Norman McCassel now out and around the inside, gets through, but it's her initial pass. And that will bring us to halftime with your score, Bruce.